Hey everyone. So ChatGPT ads are officially starting to roll out with the Ads Manager beta. If you're a marketer, this could be one of the biggest new channels to watch. But I think also if you're a business owner that's trying to create ads on your own, there's also a lot of interesting opportunity here. Now, the huge caveat is that there is not a lot of reliable best practice information out there. We're going to really be using expertise from other platforms and trying to shoehorn it into what ChatGPT ads are. And what I'll say is that nobody has quite got the playbook down because everything is so new. And this is going to evolve completely over the next few months, right? Things are going to be iterated on very quickly. But that's just the disclaimer here. This is very early. The self-serve ads product is in beta. The interface and the feature set are super limited and likely to change. And there's just not enough data or platform maturity. So if anyone's trying to sell you a masterclass on ChatGPT ads, I would be cautious about that. So this video is just going to be more of a first look at the platform, as opposed to me giving some sort of a proven playbook that I'm running in client accounts. The best way to describe this ad manager is it's got a simple campaign setup. There's very limited objectives that you can target towards. There's few targeting controls. And the creative is very basic. I mean, it doesn't sound that great when you put it that way. In Meta, you're used to campaign objectives, ad sets, conversion events, attribution settings, placements, audiences, exclusions, lookalikes, Advantage Plus, catalogs, right? We don't have a lot of those things here. The main flow that we're working with is create your campaign, create your ad group, create your ad. If you want to measure some conversion events along the way, you can, but that's it. And so the biggest theme here is really that OpenAI is reducing the number of, traditional advertiser controls. And we'll see if they get enough pushback to add in those controls, but they're putting more weight on context. So that's all about the conversation the user's having with ChatGPT. And the make or break from this platform, from my perspective, is if they're going to be able to do enough of a good job to insert our ads into the platform without making the user mad, right? That's the whole thing. That's the whole issue with this launch for them, is they're taking a big risk as a company because they're going to be putting ads into an experience that nobody's used to having ads within. Is the AI going to be kind of like a helpful co-shopper for things, or is it going to be manipulating you and inserting, its own opinions in what might look good on you or what might work for your house if you're getting a service? That's really going to be the big question. I'm not going to try and forecast what that's going to be, but that's the huge power here, right? If Google is strong because they know what we're searching and what our intent is, ChatGPT has the potential to be strong based on the conversations we're having with it and what it can then serve as an ad. So those are just, some thoughts to noodle around in. Let's actually look at what's supported within the platform. So I got approved yesterday. There's some basic things. You can add other users to your account, but there are no agency or manager accounts currently supported within the platform. So every business needs to have its own account. So if you're an agency person or you're a paid marketer, every single account needs to be associated with a different business. Separately, there's simple billing, just add your credit card. Doesn't seem like they're doing any sort of monthly invoicing yet, like other platforms. And then there's some simple tooling. You can look at the change history and then you can look at your conversion events. So data source is just your way to create pixel, and then conversion events are going to be mapped to those specific pixels, as you can see here. And then the only other place to do really anything in the platform is going to be to create your campaigns. So at the campaign level, you can either create your campaigns or you can use a bulk upload via CSV. We're just going to go through the traditional setup. You name your campaign. I'm going to call mine tests_campaign. And then you can select your objective. So there's really only reach or clicks right now. And then in the future, they will have conversions. So bidding towards your standard purchase, lead, all of that stuff is going to be coming soon, but is not here yet. Now let's talk about locations. So in terms of locations, they do not support exclusions from what I can see. So I can target Alaska. So for example, if I wanted to target the lower 48, I would have to actually list out all of those states. I couldn't just exclude Alaska and Hawaii. The other thing to note here is that the only supported geographies are the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Now, this has been evolving pretty quickly, so this information will get outdated, I imagine, within the next coming weeks, as it only was the US as of a few days ago. But we're just going to select the US of A, and then you can set your CPC bid, which is just the max that you want to pay for each click. They recommend a minimum of $3, which is an interesting price point. And I want to talk about this a little bit. $3 is kind of expensive in the advertising world, depending on your business. Now, if you're a law firm or an insurance place, $3 is probably not going to cut it for your bid. But, if you're in e-commerce, $3 is already outcompeting your shopping bids and your meta bids. E-commerce for your average click is usually about $1 or $1.50 or less. Now, $3 is a bit less than a high intent search click is going to be. So if they're able to really crack intent, then $3 could be great. We might be off to the races with really good return on investment. But I think this $3 amount, if this signals, where they're having their auctions sit, that could be a bit concerning for the platform's future. I would have been much happier to see their clicks land around $1. Now, they do give you an estimate. So if I put 3, it says strong delivery. If I say 250, it says may not deliver. So I don't know what this middle stoplight is. I don't know how you can trigger that because it goes from, $2.99. It says may not deliver, and then 3, it says strong delivery. I'm just going to put the recommended amount right here. Now, the interesting thing is the only form of targeting that they offer outside of geographic targeting is context hints. And I think context hints are going to be the most important concept in the entire platform. They're really the version of telling the system when your ad is going to be relevant. So these are our keyword targeting. This is our audience targeting, right? If you're coming from Meta. But the caveat here is that OpenAI doesn't have decades of understanding keywords and search terms and the intent of those. And they also don't have the millions of data points that Meta has. So is OpenAI going to be able to appropriately match what we put in here, as this almost looks like a prompt that you're prompting the AI to match this context hint against a relevant conversation in order to place your ad and then get some sort of a high intent match against the conversation the AI agent is having with the user. That is all to say, I could ideally put in users asking how to improve Google Ads, Meta Ads, or ChatGPT Ads performance, lower costs per acquisition, and improve return on investment. And say I put that in, and I'm ideally trying to get people that would be in market for my services and high intent for my services. Now, the question is, are they going to be able to match that context hint to the correct type of conversations? We'll see. I'm hopeful that they're going to be able to figure it out. But what I would say is in this beta phase, expect a lot of trial and error. ChatGPT conversations absolutely can reveal what someone is trying to solve in the current moment, and that could then make the ads feel more like a contextual recommendation. We also don't have enough data for what really strong context hints look like and how broad versus how narrow you should be. Should I be writing Google Ads Agency, right? Or Meta Ads Agency. A lot of this is going to be testing and gathering data and figuring out what's going to drive the best cost per acquisition. People are having some good results with ChatGPT ads, and other people are having terrible results with ChatGPT ads, like any platform. So that's my thoughts on context hints for now. But as I continue to develop my understanding, I will share what that updated point of view looks like. So let's talk about the ad. Call this test_ad. You also can then share the specific ad URL, which can look different from the ad group level. And then you can set up multiple ads here. Of course, you can also set up multiple ad groups. In terms of the ad creative, you get 3 things to put in here. A headline, of which can be up to 50 characters, but the caveat of which it can truncate if it goes over 24 characters. So really, the way I would think about this is don't go over 24 characters. And then the description can be up to 100 characters, truncates over 48 characters. So again, I would say don't go over 48 characters. Don't go over 24. Don't go over 48. And then you get an ad image, 256 by 256. Pretty standard there. I won't be able to move forward without adding in the image, but this is just a test anyway. My experience of the campaigns is they get approved pretty much immediately, but the caveat here is that it takes up to 12 hours in many cases for conversion, impression, click, spend, really any data to be reported from the campaign, even after it starts serving. So that's a pretty big piece of information. That delay really matters. If you launch a campaign and you see no delivery, you may not immediately know whether the campaign's broken, your bid's too low, the ad's still ramping up, or reporting just hasn't caught up yet. And that's why I think it's very important to add UTMs. Kind of go back to basics here, right? Add your UTMs to all of your ads and make sure that they're split out correctly against your different tests, because you might kill a day and your budget by not understanding that an ad has been serving and it's performing really poorly and the people just are not converting on your website or taking any meaningful action because maybe you have a poor context hint, or maybe your description's getting truncated and your message doesn't make sense, or your ad image is the wrong image, right? Because it's also such a simple platform, there are not many things that can save you if your creative is not good or your context hint is not good. So use UTMs so that you can catch that poor performance a bit sooner, hopefully. And that's honestly all that the platform has. That's everything I've seen so far. The simplest way to really think about the difference between this platform and Meta or Google is that it is highly basic. Meta is become very complicated because it's got so many different controls. It's got automation. People are thinking about how to optimize towards Andromeda and conversion API, all of this stuff. There's a lot of different things you can do with signal engineering. I mean, there's just so many advanced things that people are doing now. And it's about reaching people inside feeds and reels and stories and places where they're consuming a lot of content. ChatGPT ads, on the other hand, are very simple and basic, and the underlying mechanisms that are powering these campaigns are a lot more basic because everything is so new. So these ads are going to be about reaching people while they're asking questions, they're researching decisions, they're solving problems, and they're expressing intent. And that could be really powerful, but the platform is not fully there yet in my experience. But that being said, sometimes the platform being new can be a huge benefit. Should you run ChatGPT ads right now? If you've got strong fundamentals in advertising, I recommend it. Or if you've got someone who is really strong at advertising, then I recommend it. If you don't, it's going to be hard for you to truly understand if ChatGPT ads are driving any sort of meaningful performance for your business, in my opinion. If you'd like some help, feel free to email me, alex@darlingtongrowth.com. Happy to take a look or help you create ads for your business, whether that's in ChatGPT or one of our more traditional ad platforms where we do a lot of work every single day. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.